Welcome viewers to the Spotlight Show. The show is brought to you by the cities of Farmington and Farmington Hills, Commission for Children, Youth, and Family. I'm Sharon Snodgrass, and our program today is on jobs in the construction business and apprenticeships. And our guest today, we're pleased to have, is Laura Kopat. Laura is an attorney and a director for government affairs and community relations with the Mechanical Contracting Association of Detroit. Laura, thank you for being with us and share some of your knowledge of contracting careers.
It's a pleasure.
So Laura, you represent about 200 contractors. That's in the whole Detroit area, or?
No, actually the jurisdiction is Southeast Michigan, so it goes from the tip of the Port Huron area all the way down to Monroe and all the cities in between there. So it covers, its name, Mechanical Contractors Association of Detroit. That's where our offices are based. But our unions, Local 98 and 636, have jurisdiction throughout Southeast Michigan.
Well, it encompasses a lot of different jobs in construction businesses.
Yeah, this, we have 200 contractors, and we have collective bargaining agreements with Local 98, which is the plumbers, service, and also MedGas, which they do all the medical gas pipe trades for the hospitals. So when you have oxygen, the plumbers are the ones that install those. And 636 is the pipe fitters, and they do the large-scale industrial piping, such as Marathon. They do DTE, and they also have HVAC services. So if you have heating and cooling issues, or if you look at Costco and the refrigeration, the pipe fitters are the ones that have the expertise through their apprentice program and journeyman to do that.
Wow, and besides the pipe fitters, we have this nice brochure here, and I was surprised to see, not being real familiar with all the construction industry, how many different kinds of construction jobs there are. I mean, we start out here with asbestos, abatement workers, the boiler makers, bricklayers, and carpenters, drywall finishers, operating engineers. There's just a whole array of different types of.
Yeah. People would be surprised, in terms of how many skilled trade centers, apprentice programs there are. And there's a lot of opportunities, as you stated. I mean, there's so many diversified skilled trades, from the bricklayers to the electrical, and each particular industry has its own set of entry standards, and testing, such as the work keys. The electrical they spent multi-million dollars doing a test, so people can come into the industry. It's one of the more difficult tests to take. But throughout the industry, I mean, they're very cognizant of their educational standards, training, safety, and most of the skilled trades that you've identified are 4 to 5 year programs. So it's almost the equivalent or more of a college degree. And many of the skilled trades have articulation agreements with community colleges. So once you're done with your 4 to 5 year apprentice, you get credit towards your associate's degree, and you just take almost the equivalent of a semester of classes, and they'll award you, an associate's. So it's a parallel path to college for people that do not have the resources for a 2-year opportunity in college.
We had a speaker from Heating and Cooling a few months ago, and he mentioned that not only are you not building up debt for going to college, but you're getting paid to be an apprentice, and you're getting experience so that you can make the bigger dollars when you're done being an apprentice.
Yeah, that's correct, because people come in the trade, and they come to classes depending on the trade. I mean, usually it's once every 2 weeks. You come to classes, you have homework, you have tests, you have quizzes, because some of them are in preparation towards Michigan State licensing. And then when you're done with your classes, I mean, you have 40 hours a week hands-on experience in the field in that particular trade. So not only are they going to classes, but they're also, getting that field experience. But many of the trades, people have a misconception that you have to stay in the labor end of it, but you don't, because many of them are engineers. They become foremen, they become estimators, they become project managers, they become CAD operators. So it depends on the individual and their and their willingness to learn and add value to their employer. So the more you learn, the more expertise you gain, and the more expertise you gain, the more valuable you become to the contractor.
So when you select the industry you want to be in, you may start as an apprentice, but you have to look to see what other path in that industry. You could be a foreman, or maybe even farther on than that. So
yeah, that's correct. I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, there's two individuals I always name. One of them is Eric Sabri, the Wayne County Treasurer. He actually started out as a Local 98 plumbing apprentice.
You did?
Yes, he did. And he went on to get his 4-year degree, and he went to Michigan State. He continued with the apprentice program and became a licensed journeyman. And after that, he went to law school. He got involved in politics, and he's a Wayne County Treasurer to this day. And yeah,
it's quite a path.
It's quite a path, and he indicated to me recently that he had just renewed his journeyman's license, I guess just in case. But and another one is Adrienne Bennett. She's one of the first journeywomen in the industry, not only in the state of Michigan but nationally. And she finished her apprentice program in the 70s. She went on and she got her license, and currently she's one of the top African-American women that own a construction business in our industry.
That's very impressive.
So they've done very well. So those are kind of two different diverse paths, one in the industry and one, not in the industry, but yet he always, Mr. Sabri always had the wherewithal to support his family during, his aspirations.
That's really interesting. So are there special programs for the minorities and for women? Are there some emphasis on encouraging a more diverse workforce?
Oh, absolutely. I think, in the past there had been, the traditional, male-dominated industry, but within the last couple of years you see a movement toward diversification of the industry, just like any other industry, like as you know, in the legal field in the 80s there were very few women that were lawyers or judges, and now there's a whole contingency, quite a few. And if you really look at it, now the big push in the UA, the United Association, is to recruit women and also underrepresented individuals within the industry, because the more diverse you can have your industry, the better off you're going to be, because people bring all kinds of skill sets to the table. And right now, in fact, last Friday, women in construction met to talk about their respective trades, issues that they encounter, how they can recruit other women. And you also have Rita Brown. She's a detailer, and she's involved with the AGC and also NAWIC, which is the National Association of Women in Construction. So all those groups working together, and MUST, and management unions serving together, they have a full-time person that does recruiting, Prudence Rose, and she is always out there looking for middle schools, high schools, community colleges, and other individuals in other trades that we can partner with to recruit more women and underrepresented individuals.
Well, while we're talking about MUST and other organizations, where can someone go? They say, well, this perks my interest, I'd like to, where would someone go for some more information?
Well, MUST does have, a website, and it's mustcareers.org.
Okay, mustcareers.org.
Yes, and it's kind of representative of the flyer, or the 3-page
this here.
Book that you, not book, but pamphlet that you have of all the different trades. And then we also have in the plumbers and pipe fitters, the plumbers have a website, and so do the pipe fitters, and they can go on those websites and scroll down, or you can go at the MCADetroit.org website, and they can take you to the links to the respective schools or the different apprentice programs and requirements.
The different programs.
Yes.
I know we have this one manual here. This is a year-old one, but it is a huge construction career manual. And in it has detailed what an apprentice is, and carpenters, and it's very informative when you're trying to look and see what do these different paths lead, or what do they actually do. So there's that one is available at the website for MCA.
Well, usually on that one, we usually give that out to school administrators and principals because that way they can refer back to something.
To help the students.
To help the students in terms of the specific requirements, the contacts, what they need to do in preparation for these trades, and so they can get an idea of what they need to do. But if they call our office at 313-341-7661, and just ask for that manual, and they can give them their email address, and we can send them the link to that particular manual.
Online, that would
Yes.
be good. I noticed we were talking a little earlier that the students now don't want big brochures, they just want small ones, and here's your pipe fitter one, and they just want to, you know, the younger generation, they just want to scan in their document on their phone.
Yes.
But this is a good example of, they could go, like we have a tech night once a year in Farmington Hills, and there's other tech nights for career opportunities. And they get a little brochure like this, and inside it would tell them what the wages are, what their qualifications are, the apprentice benefits. They earn $250,000 during the 5-year apprenticeship, and a journeyman salary is $100,000 per year. So it's very specific and what you can earn, and you need that high school diploma or a GED. So something like this, and they also have, like this one has the pipe fitters website on it, which is pipefitters636tc.org.
Right.
But this is a good example. Someone could read this and then go to the website and find out a lot of information.
Right, and it's about a question of doing your homework in terms of getting the specific information, because all trades have different salary levels, and you know, in most of the trades, individuals can make over 6 figures with overtime, and it's one of the very few industries that have pension benefits, dental, eyeglass. They have
Healthcare.
401ks, healthcare, and it's a very and they provide your training. So when you're looking at the overall totality of what you get out of a career, it's much more than just going to a college. It's a career and employment long range, and and one of the things that we've seen, as you had indicated, is that young individuals nowadays are very savvy electronically and
Very much so.
and social media. So many of the industries are upgrading their websites, and they're getting apps, and that kids can, individuals can go into their app and have direct access to information.
Well, it's all very interesting, and they basically have to pay attention and look and see when something is being promoted, a technical career fair, or to go to them and to attend them and find out the information. You're just not going to learn about it, staying at home.
Municipalities, Wayne County, City of Detroit, Port Huron, just Chesterfield Township, Monroe. I mean, they all have their own career fairs, community colleges, high schools. So you just need to be aware what's going on in your community and plug into those opportunities. And if they're not, being in your community, then you can always call up one of the trades and find out, the information, or go on their website.
So you can make a phone call or go to the website. And is anyone too young to attend or to go to a tech informational fair?
I don't think so, because if you really look at it, by the time you get to high school, most of the people in high school have already decided what they want to do, or more or less. I think now what people are doing in the trades is trying to drill down into the middle schools, perhaps 7th and 8th grade. And I would say to the parents, I mean, it's not, something that, construction career should be shunned, because they get as much education as a person in college. And construction trades are constantly training their staff to be effective, to be, be on top of technology, because much of the construction trades today are technology driven on the construction site. And kids have to understand that if they're tech savvy, they're probably great candidates. I mean,
it's different than the movies of the old days. You see people out there, pounding, putting the house together. There's no electronics involved at all.
No, it's totally different. And they have these goggles that you can see the whole building, and so a detailer can look at the blueprints and see the building as it would be erected. So there's a lot of opportunities for young individuals to really look at, and the sky's the limit. It depends how ambitious you are, as you know, and how much time you're willing to put into it.
Well, that's really great, and I hope we have a lot of viewers watch our little session here, because there's a lot of information. We had a lot of young people going to look for those goggle jobs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've been trying to invest in
so-
them, because I think that's what usually gets individuals, you know.
Well,
that-
in the past, the electrical area is always really popular.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Definitely. And you know, what's interesting is that many people today, young people today that have graduated from college, are making their way into the trades because they cannot find jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, a couple of individuals I helped, one of them had been a barista for several years and now is an apprentice, electrical apprentice out in California. And another individual graduated from U of M in Ann Arbor with an English and history major, who now is a third-year apprentice in our plumbing
Wow.
program. And you know, so it's not limited to people that just high school, because many people with an associates that we have and also college degrees are now making their way into our programs.
Well, that's great information. So you can be a young person looking into it, someone on a second career, someone after college. But there's a lot of opportunity, and you're certainly very knowledgeable about it. And thank you so much for sharing all of it, and all our websites and the phone numbers.
You're
And
very
it's
welcome.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Sharon.
And for our viewers, if you would like to see our video today, it is on 2 cable channels, both at Spectrum and at AT&T. But a better place to watch it is to go to the City of Farmington Hills, fhgov.com, and click on that little YouTube symbol at the bottom of the page, and that will put you on the YouTube page, and all of the city's videos are on that page. And if you put CYF, Children, Youth, and Family, in the search box, up will come all of our videos. It'll be today's video and some of our past ones. We had 2 very good ones recently, which were a fire explanation of the family in the home, and the other was on vaping, which is always a hot topic. So go to that page and see our past videos. And in the future, we do them like once a month, and please watch a few more. So thank you for watching, and Laura, once again, thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
Okay.
you for the opportunity.